Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hashtag Makeup Together, how to make a simple dinner. Tonight I am going to be making something that I have been wanting to make for so long. So somebody at my church actually, she made this dish with cabbage. And so I have some eggplant and I was trying to figure out like what I can do. So she made lasagna and she put the, instead of the noodles, they were cabbage leaves. And so I'm going to try it with eggplant because I'm not really fond of the flavor of eggplant just if you bake it and eat it by itself. So I was like, how can I eat this but kind of disguise the taste a little bit? So today we're going to be making some eggplant lasagna. So I'm going to go ahead and start cutting up the eggplant because you have to cook it for about 25 minutes, flipping it over before you can assemble the lasagna. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. So I have the oven going ahead and preheating at 400. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare the eggplant. So I got the pan with some olive oil on it, and I'm just going to scoot my thing over and chop up the eggplant. So this is already washed. We wash everything before we put it in the refrigerator. So I'm going to start off by just cutting the top off and making sure that there is no sticker because I didn't take it off. So we're cutting off the top here. And okay, there it is. I knew there was a sticker somewhere. And so I want to cut these pretty thin so it can be a little more noodly. I guess I'm going to cut it like that. So I guess I'm going to try to cut them about this size. This one is somewhat even. So I'm just going to cut them like that. I want to be able to do at least like 3 layers with everything. So I didn't want to cut them too thick. So that way I'll be able to layer it good. And then maybe it'll give it that kind of noodly texture. The first time that I made anything with eggplant, I was like, this feels like a squishy pillow. It was the weirdest thing to me, just the texture of the eggplant. And I guess that's why I don't really like the way that it tastes by itself. Because if you put eggplant in stuff, like I've had it in soup, I've had it in other things, the taste doesn't bother me. It's more so the texture. So I was like, what better way to do it than to just cover it with cheese and seasoning, and I love lasagna. I don't remember the last time that I had lasagna. So we're getting down to the end here. Can you tell I don't work with eggplant too much? I'm like trying to figure out how to cut it. Alright, so once I cut up the eggplant, I'm going to put it on the pan. And I'm going to try to get it all on one, even if that means kind of sticking out a little bit. Because they don't have to be fully cooked, because it's still going to go in the oven for 35 minutes once it's all assembled. So yeah, that's good. And I think I'll be able to have room for my second eggplant. So I got the eggplant to fit, and I'm just going to season this a little bit. So I'm going to just add some pepper to it. And I just added some olive oil, that's what that was. And I'm going to add just a little bit of salt. And once the oven is done preheating, it should be done in a couple minutes, I'm going to put those in. So while the eggplant is in the oven, I'm going to cut up all the vegetables that I'm going to add in the lasagna. So I don't actually have too much. We're doing right now a refrigerator cleanse. We'll just call it that. So I'm trying to use up everything that I have in the refrigerator first before I buy any other groceries, because we have a lot of stuff. And so today I pulled out of my freezer just some ground beef. And so I have here my bok choy. I'm sure you can tell it's on its last leg. So I was like, well, I can just throw that in here. So I don't have too many vegetables. I mean, we're going to be using the tomato sauce and the eggplant, so it's still gonna be nice and healthy. So I just am gonna put some green onion in there. We have the garlic and then just that little bit of bok choy with the eggplant. And I'm gonna go ahead and get my pan warmed up with some olive oil. And I'm going to put the veggies in there, let those sit for a minute, and then I'll put in the ground beef, season it up with some tomato sauce, and then we'll get that going. So the oil is nice and hot. I'm gonna go ahead and add everything in. If you're wondering why I don't have onion in here, I bought these onions from, I think I got them from Kroger. But they had like these, when I washed them, I noticed they had like these little like bugs almost. And I was like, I'm not using that. So I threw them out. And I have to go get some more because I don't know why it had little bugs on it. I'm really weird about bugs anyways. So I was like, I'm not gonna take a chance. So this is what we got. So now that the veggies are all good and cooked, I'm going to just scoot them over to the side to make way for the ground beef. You can also make this with sausage if you wanted to, but I was just going to use ground beef for this tonight. But ground up sausage would also taste really good in here. So I'm just going to break this up, and then I'm going to wash my hands and get back to the seasoning. So while I am waiting on the ground beef, we're going to go ahead and get started shredding up the cheese. I have some mozzarella and some Parmesan. I like to buy it in the block and then grate it up myself. And we also have some ricotta cheese, but it's in the refrigerator. So I'm going to cut about half a block of this. And I'm going to go ahead and grate all of that. And then I'll just store what I'm not going to use. And I might end up using a little bit more of that, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's go ahead and get started on that. I just want to pause for a moment before I drain the ground beef and just take a moment to marvel at this beautiful sight. This is the most beautiful sight ever. Just a whole bunch of cheese piles. All right, so I went ahead and drained the ground beef. Our noodles, the eggplant, is done. So now I'm going to go ahead and just season up the meat. The oven is going to stay on 400. I don't know why I turned it off. Okay, so I'm going to be adding in some pepper. I'm going to be adding in oregano. A little bit of turmeric, just because I can sneak it in there. All right, a little bit of paprika. We have some coriander, a little bit of cumin, all right, a little bit of salt, and the last thing is just a little bit of cayenne pepper, not too much, because the last time I made something with cayenne, it was hot. All right, so that's what I'm gonna season the ground beef and the vegetables with. And so I got this tomato sauce that I have here. I got it at Sprouts on sale. I'm really excited to try it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that name because I don't know. But it's organic. The ingredient list is super small. Organic tomato puree, tomatoes in juice, onion, extra virgin olive oil, roasted garlic puree, garlic, sea salt, citric acid, garlic powder, calcium chloride. I don't really know too much about that. And then it has organic oregano and black pepper. So I'm just going to put it in here. It smells really good. It smells fresh. All right, so we have that. I'm going to just stir that all in. And then I'm going to just gather everything on the counter to go ahead and start building the lasagna. That smells really good. All right, let's go ahead and get everything ready. So we're gonna go ahead and assemble everything. I'm going to first make a layer of eggplant on the bottom here. And these cooked pretty good at the 20 minutes on 400. So we got that layer. All right, actually I need to grab the ricotta cheese. I forgot to grab it. All right, this is like my favorite part, the ricotta cheese. So I'm going to just add a little bit of that to here. What do you got there, man?
All gone.
All gone? Okay.
I don't know why.
Because you ate them.
Yeah, because I'm hungry.
I'm working on it. All right, so I'm going to just try to make sure that that's nice and even and spread around.
I got it, guys.
All right. And the next thing that I'm going to do is add some of the sauce. Hopefully I can make this without making a giant mess. So far so good. I tried to put it as close to the pan as possible. So far it's looking nice. Alright, there we go. And then I'm going to add a layer of the mozzarella. Definitely gonna have to grate some more. So we have mozzarella and then a little bit of the Parmesan. Alright, so we got that. I'm gonna spread it out, make sure that it's nice and even. And I'm gonna go in with my second layer of eggplant. It's the noodles to this recipe. This is like putting together the pieces of a tasty, cheesy puzzle. I just said puddle. Cheesy puzzle. Cheesy puddle sounds like a cheese fondue or something. All right, so next I'm gonna add some more ricotta cheese. And we are gonna have just enough for 3 layers. So the trick here is to try to scoot it around while not moving everything else as well. Buddy, what are you doing?
Killing this fly.
Oh. Summertime comes and the flies think they live at your house. Nope, you don't rent here. But good thing we got Moo, who is like the fly hunter. He gets them all. So we got this going. Let's see if there's...
Do you see it again?
Nobody. There we go. That last bit will be for the last layer. I'm going to try to make sure that I get all the eggplant sauced up. So that way it's not all dry. All right, coming in with some more mozzarella.
Mommy,
Yes,
this
buddy.
was the spice we had.
Yeah, it is. It's tomato sauce.
We had the spice.
All right, so I'm going to take a break really quick and grate up some more. All right, so now I'm at like the whole block of cheese, but that's okay. And honestly, that's going to be just enough. All right, so and then I'm coming in with the Parmesan. Coming in a little lighter with that because Parmesan isn't the cheapest thing in the world. All right, so, and now I'm going to go in for my last layer. I really didn't have enough to do like a full layer, so it'll kind of be like a little half layer as far as the noodles go. I'm going to try to put them in the middle. So that's the last of that. And we're going to add in the last of the tomato sauce.
Potato sauce?
Tomato sauce.
Is it fish?
No, it's not fish. It was eggplant. And what I'm going to like about this recipe is that while everything is cooking in the oven, I can go ahead and do all the dishes.
I want a piece of cheese.
Okay, buddy. Wait until I am done, and if I have extra, then I'll give you a piece of cheese.
Yeah, you walk with what I can't.
You're being nice to the doggy?
I am.
Okay. All right. Here's the last little bit of ricotta cheese. We're going to make sure we get all of that.
What? Can I make the spoon?
Sure.
See if I like it.
Oh, you're going to like it. All right.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Mmm.
Why is there a cockroach there?
There's no cockroach in there, buddy.
Look.
Where?
Look on there.
That's not a cockroach.
What is that?
It's just a stain for like food getting on there, I guess. All right, and then the last layer of Parmesan on here. A little bit more mozzarella. I mean, actually, I mixed that up. This is Parmesan. All right. So that is what that is looking like. And so this is going to go into the oven on 400 for 35 minutes. All right, guys. Well, that is it. The food is done. We are getting ready to eat. Be sure to check out my Instagram to see what this looked like when it came out of the oven. Guys, this is about to be so good. So if you have watched this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Thank you guys for the comments, the likes, the subscribes. You don't understand how much it means to me when I go on my YouTube and I see that people are engaging and just also subscribing. It makes me so happy and I'm so excited. And if there's anything that you guys would like me to make, please let me know. I would love to try out some of the things that you guys would like to see made. And thank you guys once again, and I will see you guys next time.
Bye, Cece. Bye, Cece. I love the sauce.